To Watson. To a one-score game.
Hey, this is Ahman Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rusher. Bill, the Packer fan, and Packer owner, Nick. They run a website for Packer news and updates, and I know Packer news hasn't been so great lately because we got some players that are not Packers anymore that you loved at one time, but you might hate a little bit right now.
Two great running backs. We have a competent offensive line.
He's saying that he felt in November and December that they didn't want him back.
Get a little safety in that position. Either we go.
There's no reason to believe we can't return, but.
And they already came out. There's a couple guys that came out and said that Rodgers is telling what
solution of it, and don't let them go for anything under than one.
And you know what, Packer fans? The Bears still suck. So go Pack Go, and good luck to Bill and Nick, their website and their Packer news. Talk to you later.
It's a lot easier to come in and skip doing mop-up duty, but he threw the ball all. He kind of looked like Aaron Rodgers the way he was throwing the ball sidearm and just flicking the wrist, and the ball was just jumping out of his hands. Agreed.
Hey everybody, this is Gerhard de Beer, former Green Bay Packer offensive lineman, and you're watching Frozen Tundra Network with Bill the Packer fan and Packer owner Nick.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Frozen Tundra Network. It is Victory Monday for the Green Bay Packers after that Sunday night ass whooping we gave to the Chiefs last night. That's right. Everybody thought
a glorious win.
Everybody thought that we had no chance.
Oh, yeah.
Too
The
bad.
whole United States, America, 79% said we're going to lose. Every expert picked us to lose. What happened?
Even Mooch picked against us.
Yes.
yeah, everybody did.
Everybody.
I couldn't believe that. I figured he would at least been the lone guy to say, they can do it. Granted, he did make the caveat of saying after he made his official pick, I wouldn't be surprised. But if you wouldn't be surprised, you should have just made the pick for the Packers.
Bro, that's just somebody being a homer.
Hey, we need homers too.
There was a lot to talk about. First thing we're going to talk about is the obvious first choice of discussion. Jordan Love with another amazing 3 touchdown, 0 interception game. That is 4 on the season already. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And before the show, we were just talking about how Matt LaFleur seems to keep wanting the ball first. He wants to receive the ball to start the game, and I get it. He wants Jordan Love with the ball in his hands first. He wants to score first, and he wants to be the one that attacks first, and that's what this team needed.
Yeah, that makes everybody chase us when you're doing that. It makes you change your game plan and everything.
And one thing about it, too, are the receivers. I mean, they don't just go one guy. They spread it around, the ball around. I mean, everybody, Sims. I mean, where do you come out of? Boom, touchdown, It's like, we're spreading the ball around good. It's like, these young guys are starting to gel, and they're going to be scary, man. They just beat the Chiefs, man. They just beat the fucking Lions, and then they beat the Chiefs. You know what I mean?
What's up?
What up, Bill?
Right now, we're the best team right now in NFC North. I don't care what anybody says. We're playing the best right now. That 9-3, they can kiss my ass. You're a fool's gold fucking 9-3. You're going to get steamrolled in the playoffs by us.
Hey, what's funny is, Dorn, if they're right now sitting at the number 3 seed.
Yeah.
If we end up with the 6th seed, guess who they're playing?
Exactly. We're going to boot them out. We're booting them out.
That's exactly who I'm hoping for.
Since we're talking about the Lions real quick, I just want to mention something. The Lions only beat the Saints because Carr got hurt, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, Dan Campbell put a hit on Carr.
That is what I was told.
Yeah, Dan Campbell put a hit on Carr, and they fucking dirty fucking
real?
play
Are
and
you
took him
serious? I
out.
thought you was just playing around with that. Is that really? Is that out there?
Yeah, Campbell actually fucking put a hit on him.
Wow.
You can lose his job over that, bro.
I'm not going to spread no rumor, but.
You should have kept it going, Dorn. I would have posted that shit.
Are you saying that Dan Campbell is gambling with his job right now?
Yeah.
I know. Big surprise for Detroit.
Nancy Kerrigan, man. What the fuck?
But that was a dirty hit, though. I don't care what anybody says. That was a totally dirty hit.
So fans out there, I just want to know, first, well, the Rams didn't have Matt Stafford. Next, well, it's just the Chargers defense. Next, well, the Lions defense hasn't been playing as well the last few weeks. Now we beat the. What's the excuse now? What is? Huh?
Or their offense. That's,
I can tell you what their excuse is. The non-pass interference call.
I don't give a shit about that.
Oh yeah,
That's one play.
When
That's
you
one
call when the guy grabs them like that, and you call that pass interference, I think we would deserve to get away with mugging the guy.
The last two games, we've had more injured players out than starters, and we still managed to dominate from the start of the game to the end of the game. Everybody was
like
chasing
the Lions.
us.
We did the Lions week before. We fucking dominated from front to back, man. Right from the beginning to the end, we fucking dominated. Just like the Chiefs, you know.
Yeah. Let's play the what if game real quick, rival fans. If Green Bay had 3 more plays back, we'd be 9-3 right now, right?
Yeah.
If, bro, the fact is the Packers outplayed the Chiefs last night. Love outplayed Mahomes last night. Nixon made the interception of the year last night to help us win at the end there.
Did you see that he had in his interview after they were asking him about that interception, and he was saying that they were watching a bunch of tape on it, and as soon as Patrick Mahomes tapped his knee and the 2 guys moved out, he knew exactly what was coming and ran the route for him.
Yep, it looked like he ran the route better than Sky Moore did on that play.
Not look like he did.
He broke on the ball before Sky Moore did, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, so look, Jonathan Owens, he drilled Mahomes. That was a legal hit. That was a legal shot.
Oh yeah, he was full inbounds. There was no disputing it. He's right by the first down marker. What do you want him to do? Oh, hold on to Mahomes. Let me help you across, and then you can walk out.
That's
football.
Not even the word. He was going for the first down. He was running. He was attempting going forward.
He was licking his chops going, I get a free play on him.
That's right, because he's trying to go forward. You can hit him clean as long as he's in the field of play. That was a bullshit call, bro. I don't care what. Those refs can suck it.
Yep.
That was the first game the Chiefs lost with Taylor Swift in attendance.
Well, maybe she'll write a song about this heartbreak.
Jared Alexander called it. The wind stole the show, not Taylor Swift.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, that was
actually coaching pretty damn good right now.
Fuck yeah,
and
bro.
we have a very easy schedule. We got the Giants, the Bucks, the Panthers, the shitty Bears, and the bust down Vikings. Our schedule contains non-winning teams.
Tuning into the show, listening to our feedback. That's what's been going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Vikings there. Go ahead, Bill.
No, go ahead. Finish up.
Okay. Yeah, the Vikings there. They're the best team that we have to fight, and they're only 500.
Who's their quarterback?
It's not like we have any major juggernaut that we got to worry about. Granted, their offense still is pretty damn good, even with Dobbs there, or Dobbs, however you pronounce his name, throwing the ball to the other team every other play.
I was going to say he's getting ready to be benched. Actually, is what I've been reading online. Is they're not calling who's going to be the starter in the next game of the Vikings.
Oh my God!
So this could be a nice photo finish for the Pack. If Jordan Love makes the playoffs in his first season as a starting quarterback, dude, the North had better be put on this.
Oh, absolutely!
And as they say, book it.
Bro, just for all the haters, if we finish better than last season's record, that shuts up the haters.
Oh yeah. Because how are you guys going to get better getting rid of a Hall of Fame quarterback? Well, we replaced him with a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, we just get him with a new.
So I would like to see. We should get some of these fans on who were calling for Sean Clifford to be.
Oh my God!
You won't find out. There won't be a Packer fan. But
no! They're still doubling down on this shit.
He said they're still doubling down.
You think so? Where are they? Where are those fans?
Absolutely. Go right ahead, Nick, and explain this.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's talk about this. So people that were saying bench Love and start Clifford, they're starting to get called out. And what their excuse is, well, at the time, Love wasn't playing very well, so we should have still benched Love and started or substituted in Clifford. Now, this is not Madden, people. These are not robots on the field. This is not a simulation. People have feelings, they have confidence, they have there's all sorts of shit that happens with the human brain that you're just not taking into account. If you put in Clifford because Love was playing bad, first of all, Love doesn't learn how to play through adversity, how to play through his tough games. He doesn't learn any tools, how to fix it, how to turn it around. Second, you destroy his confidence. And what happens is every time Love misses a wide open guy, throws an interception,
he's worried about who the hell's breathing down his neck.
So instead of playing loose with full confidence and without any without playing loose like that, like how he's been playing the last few weeks, he's now playing on a leash. He's now scared.
With confidence.
What I honestly think the massive difference is LaFleur has found his ball's play calling. At first, it seemed like he was coaching just not to lose the game. Just let's stay in it type of thing. And now it's fuck it, let's run it till the wheels fall off, and we're going to go full bore.
And not even that. Do you guys notice how like calm Jordan Love looks in the pocket with all that pressure?
He looks like a vet out there.
He just runs forward a little bit and resets, starts going through his reads, and boom, you're like, wow, dude, this guy.
This is no bullshit. He dropped back, he called his mom, then he fucking ate some chips, and then he fucking threw a fucking straight to fucking dime.
Did you notice also what Matt LaFleur was doing with the O-line? He was rotating out players.
Yeah.
So that might be the key to keeping that O-line solid.
We were talking about that as well, how the offensive line, they're rotating guys like Sean Ryan, Yosh Nijman, Zach Tom. They're rotating all these guys, even John Runyon, and it's like it's almost schematic. Like depending on what they want to do with the ball, is here's who's going to block, and it's working. It's working way better than what was working. And the defensive line is the same exact thing. You got like 4 or 5 guys rotating in over and over again between Preston Smith, between Rashawn Gary, Lucas Van Ness, you got Enigbari, you got Brooks even. You got all these guys rotating in, and it's giving different looks. And I think that's why we're getting to the quarterback a lot more, why we're blocking for Jordan Love a lot better.
Right.
Nice.
I'm all for this approach because we're keeping these guys nice and fresh, and they're staying violent. That's what I've really loved about this change in the past couple of weeks is we went from this soft finesse team to now we're being violent and bringing it right to them.
So talking about being violent, what was up with that bet you guys had about Ken shaving half his face?
It's not going to happen now because, all I got to do is win one more game out of the next.
You had to win 6. All you had to do was win 6.
Oh, no. It's 6. It's 6. Nick would win. At 7, I win. So now Nick's got to turn himself into the cheese Superman.
Good.
He likes that.
Hey, I hope he does, because every time that he sees it, he's going to think of this smug face.
Hey, Isaac, the difference is we beat a healthy Chiefs. There's no asterisk mark next to our W, unlike the Detroit Lions.
That's what he's saying, is that the Lions fans are jealous that we beat the Chiefs with no asterisk.
I mean, what team actually they'd be beaten?
We beat them better,
500.
Yeah. We dominated them from the start.
Yep. And the Lions dominated from the start.
We're talking about the team being violent. I think I'm not going to say it started with the Lions game, but I think it solidified in the Lions game because we were looking at a team.
They're angry. Definitely.
Well, the Lions were one team that were standing above us, like acting like they were punking us for so many years. And what happened was, all of a sudden, I think Green Bay just finally went, I'm just tired of this shit. And dude, we were the aggressors. We were the violent ones that game.
What about Christian Watson now finally using his freaking size and strength? You see him just pushing dudes right off of him now. When before, he was very timid out there. That it was more, hey, I'm so worried about dropping the ball that I'm not going to do this extra stuff. And now it just seems like he's got the devil may care attitude, and I'm just going to stuff all these dudes.
We also, at the beginning of the season, we were somewhat worried about what Jonathan Owens was going to actually bring to the defense. That motherfucker's bringing the boom every game. He is smashing people.
Oh, yeah. I am thoroughly impressed with him.
I was concerned at first, man. But, man, he definitely has brought a flavor to the team that we've been missing.
Yeah, and Devondre Campbell not being hurt anymore. Owens and Campbell last night were everywhere, dude. Like, fucking
shit. So wasn't Savage. Savage played a hell of a game.
Yeah, Savage played a pretty good game, too. Let's be in the first game back for a while.
I'm still
So here's what we've been looking for all year, especially on the defense. When you have so many pieces contributing, like, for example, Keyshawn Nixon, of all people, gets that interception. Not Valentine, not Savage, not Ford, it was Keyshawn Nixon, of all people. When you're getting help from guys like Brooks, Enigbare, Nixon, Owens even, you could say that because Savage is back, and now it usually will probably be Savage and Ford. When you're getting help from exterior guys like that, that's how you win football games, man. That's how you win as a team.
You know how you win football games, Nick? You get a GM like Brian Gutekunst to come in here and rebuild the fucking team from the ground up, buddy.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
$76 in dead fucking cap right now. You know what happens with that money next year, boys? That's going to be in our bankroll. And we already got our team established. We're already looking competitive.
I mean, look at the Lions.
You had one or two more pieces.
They're still out there.
Start rebuilding.
I believe after this season, we have $40 million in cap space, is what I read. So with the team that we already have, with $40 million in cap space, imagine, dude, the sky's the fucking limit for us, man.
And if we get rid of Bakhtiari, that's another 20 on top of that.
Now, next year, David Bakhtiari is due to get about $17 million. If we cut him, that breaks it down to 3.4. Unless he you're putting that or trade.
We have to wait for him to pass the physical first.
You're putting, plus we have another $36,000 in injured reserve players. So hopefully that money comes back too next year. You see what I'm saying? If you go to Lambeau Field, make sure you boys got sunglasses because it looks bright, boy. Let me tell you, boy.
The future is looking bright.
Let me see.
What I would do for the Packers, I'll say, okay, Jets, I'll tell you what, let's make a deal. Instead of giving us that 2, give us your 1, and you can keep your 2, and we'll give you Bakhtiari. You know what I mean?
And not even that, we have 4 picks in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't wait.
Last show I was saying I was ready to get rid of Bakhtiari. I'm just done with this whole thing. But when I watched the games that I watched the last 2 weeks, I'm almost starting to think like if we're forced to keep Bakhtiari because of money or whatever the situation is, or let's say he restructures. If we could get a healthy Bakhtiari incorporated in that offensive line rotation.
Oh, my God.
Well, I got to tell you, we will be looking real fucking good, man.
He's healthy. I don't mind it. You know?
He might come back we might bring him back if he were to take a pay cut, but I don't want to give the man $17 million. Fuck that.
Yeah. Not with this guy missing 2 years.
the way that will be his replacement for sure.
The way that he was talking at the beginning of the season, making it sound like, well, this rebuild, like we suck, we expect to suck. Like that's how it sounded. All of a sudden, we're winning, right? Let's say we win 4 of the next 5 and we go 10-7 and we make the playoffs. I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it one bit if all of a sudden Bakhtiari is in interviews saying like, I can't wait for next year. These guys are starting to really grow. Winning makes everything better.
That's the other reason why I say I would not like to keep him, just for your first part of what you said, how he said in the beginning of the season, he was so down on the team. Like you were killing the morale in the fucking locker room, buddy.
Well, I don't know if it was more killing morale is trying to tamper expectations from the outside, because in the beginning we were starting to get crazy hype.
Nobody knew what we were getting at all. None of us.
Yeah, but you got to admit, a lot of the Packers fan base was hyping us up at the beginning.
The thing that bothers me about that is at the same time that he was trying to temper expectations, we had other guys on the team like, no, this is not a rebuild. We're ready to win now. We had Jerry Alexander. We had fucking Aaron Jones. We had Jordan Love. We had all sorts of guys like, no, this is not a rebuild. We are ready like now. So when you have Bakhtiari saying the opposite of that at the same time, it looks extremely negative. It looks like he was trying to get off the team.
Not even that. If you're going around saying, we're really not going to do too well this year, what do you think the locker room is going to do? Not too well. No, I don't. Keep your mouth shut, buddy. You know what I mean? Yeah. In fact, since you're injured, don't even come to the games till next year. You know what I mean?
No.
I think he's bad.
At that point, we didn't know he was injured.
He did play lights out versus the Bears, though.
Oh, yeah.
He played lights out.
When he's healthy, he's got it.
He's definitely still got it. What it is he's got a reoccurring issue in the knee where he keeps getting blood inside his knee. Well, in a couple of surgeries, now the doctors think that they actually figured it out. That's why he was in tears when he did that interview, because he thinks it's finally done. He's going to go through this one more surgery, which wasn't too bad, go through his rehab, and he should be back to normal. So that's why he was so teared up. Why do we want
to get rid of him? I don't get that. If he's
17 million reasons why we want to get rid of him. 17 million reasons.
So let's talk about this real quick.
Maybe he will.
Yeah, if he takes a pay cut and he's going to be healthy, I think that could be a huge win for us, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Or alter his contract where if he has a great season like he started out, because he was perfect.
Incentives, give incentives.
I mean, give him some with incentives. I'm not saying take his money away. If the guy deserves his money, give it to him. I mean, we gave him a contract.
He got a good chunk of money this year. For
exactly.
I get that. But if he plays at his position where he's elite and he's on our team protecting our quarterback, man, I'm all about it.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about it, and I was just sitting there thinking, maybe I was letting my emotions tell me, you know what, get Bakhtiari the fuck off the team. You know what I mean? Fuck that guy. But now I'm starting to look at the team overall, and we could really use Bakhtiari. Especially if we get to the playoffs, we could really, really use Bakhtiari. Yeah. So if he's going to be healthy, if he is fixed, and if he's going to work with us to restructure or whatever it may be, then bring him back and let's run this shit. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm not sure who this is because it's Facebook user. You have to allow StreamYard to use your name.
So somebody that said Fool's Gold Lions, whoever he is, it's his name. Somebody.
I was gonna say that's got to be Dorn. Lions are the same old Lions.
So there was the extend Joe Barry comment. I want to talk about how
Isaac. That was fucking Isaac.
No, because Isaac's name is on his. They're on his comments.
Extend Joe Barry.
Oh, it says it's Rick. It's Rick Mott. Go ahead, Rick. Jump on if you want. Check it out, guys.
I sent you the link, Rick.
Even though we played a great game last night, even though we've been playing great the last few weeks, I actually still did not like what I saw from the defense necessarily last night, and there was a few reasons why. The rushing defense is so fucking bad that the Chiefs were able to eat up clock the whole first half because they were running for first downs. Dude, Isaiah Pacheco just fucking destroyed us last night.
They bent him every direction, too. Don't even forget about that part.
Yeah, and if he doesn't get ejected,
they him up like a pretzel and he rolled out of it. I don't understand how he did
that. Was crazy.
Yeah.
That was going to be a major injury.
But not every team has Kansas City's offensive line and Isaiah Pacheco. I mean, it's not like you're going to be facing them every week, is it?
Right.
True. But I still didn't like necessarily what I saw from the defense because of that. They were able to – so we took a lot of clock, right? We had more clock time than they did by a minute. But they still ate up the clock on us because they were able to run and get first downs constantly. It took a Nixon interception in we had 1 3-and-out. To win the game. That's tough, man. That makes it tough.
I mean, I'm going to agree and disagree. I agree with what you're saying, but I disagree in that unless you stop a team from having a single first down the entire game and win 70-0, you're going to have something to complain about. Yeah, could have you maybe done a little better? Yeah, did Pacheco have his way with you a little bit? I guess. Hey, you still won. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you allowed them to do that in order to make sure Kelsey and Mahomes didn't go off, and that's what it took, and you won the game.
Now you guys understand why Mr. Novins said it that way, that a win is a win, because he only beat the Chiefs by 1 point.
Listen,
I'll take taking a touchdown to their field goal. I mean, we held them to a field goal twice, man. They were down in the red zone, and we shut them down, man. I mean,
their defense has actually held all the teams under 22 points.
That's a great point. The game was
that's
won.
why I
the
said
game was won and lost in the first quarter with the red zone trips. You got touchdowns.
But that's why I was saying that there was like just one part of the defense that was just really killing me again. It's that rushing defense, because between the 20s, they were just slaughtering us down the field. We had great red zone defense. I give you that. I love the red zone defense. But you know what? Kevin King was also a great red zone defensive cornerback, and he sucks. So I can't let them get in the red zone a million times and be like, all right, now it's time to play defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They held up when it was
that used to be the major problem with our defense, was that bend but don't break nonsense.
Yeah,
not even that. Everybody thought our defense was going to be absolute trash after the Rosal Douglas trade, but you see how that panned out.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I think you guys are being too harsh. I mean, you were never going to completely shut down Kansas City. If it wasn't, if you'd stopped the running game, Mahomes would have passed for 350.
Yeah.
Maybe we didn't let them lead at any point. We took the lead. The same thing against the Lions. We took the lead right from the start, and we punched them in the mouth, and it stunned them.
Hey, what team was that?
The Lions and the Chiefs.
Okay.
Was that fair enough? Was that the first time we played or the second time?
The fourth goal, Brian.
You guys punched us in the mouth the first game. I give you that.
Yeah, but they caught us when we were still in development mode in the very beginning of the season.
To that, Mr. Novins, we say touche.
I think it's a great point. I think both the Lions and the Chiefs. I don't want to say like we approached you guys thinking you're the Bears. Like, I don't think we were too cocky, but I definitely think we overlooked you and Kansas City. Like, we both approached it. We didn't approach it like you were a serious threat. I think we were like, these guys are decent, and you punched us in the mouth, and then both us and Kansas City both were stunned. And by the time anyone knew what was going on, Jordan Love was just slicing and dicing everyone up. It was.
Hey, Hubert. Hey, it looks like your lip still might be fat.
So Hubie, let me ask you and be honest about this, because all the Lions fans that we talked about when I asked this, they have completely mixed feelings about this. But if Green Bay,
I'm a lot more honest on video than I am when I'm trolling.
That's why I can't wait to hear what you have to say, man. So Green Bay, it's a possibility that they play the Lions round 1 in the playoffs. It's a possibility. How do you feel about that this time going around after the 2 games that we just played this year?
Well, it's okay. So that's a really tough question. First of all, I will say Green Bay right now is dangerous. You're starting to remind me of us last year and no one wanted to see us in the playoffs. So I would rather play the Vikings. I would rather play the Rams than you guys. I think I would rather play the Seahawks. The thing is, the NFL season is long, and every team goes on ups and downs. Like we saw the 49ers go through a rough patch and lose 3 in a row.
Would you rather play the Cowboys than the Packers at this point?
I think
now, Nick, let's not get ahead of ourselves now.
I think I'd rather play the Packers. But right now, I mean, the NFL season's like stocks. Like, it goes up and down throughout the season. No one is great all year long. And the Lions are starting in a rough patch. We're at our lowest point. And the Packers are at their highest point. So things could change. But right now, if the playoffs started next week and you guys are in Detroit, I would, and I wouldn't want to play Green Bay. I would rather play Seattle, I think. I'd rather play the Rams. I'd rather play the Vikings. That's
the Vikings are trending down right now. I think everyone wants to play the Vikings right now.
I called it a while ago. I don't think the Packers, the Vikings make the playoffs. We know it's the Cowboys as one.
I don't think so either. I think the Rams and the Packers make the playoffs. I think the Vikings and the Seahawks are out.
I think the Seahawks, Packers, and Rams are all fighting for the playing. What's that game with the chairs? Musical chairs. I think those are 3 playing musical chairs.
That's funny.
That's how I feel. Like right now, but let's see what happens in 4 weeks. Will the Packers continue to stay strong? Will the Lions continue? Will the Lions, get their mojo back? Because we were hot back in September, October. There's still a lot of football to go.
Well, the reason why you were so hot in the beginning of the season, because that's when all the other teams were still in development mode. So it kind of gave you the upper hand. Now that everybody's developed and your schedule is looking tough, it's not looking too nice to be a Detroit Lion fan right about now.
That's a true statement for Green Bay, but Minnesota wasn't. Chicago hasn't developed at all. They're still in the cellar. And Minnesota is really the same team as last year. Just going back to frauds.
Yeah, who's the quarterback though?
Yeah. So Huber, what do you think? Vikings Packers. Who's winning out of the Vikings Packers in the last meeting?
Packers, absolutely the Packers. Head to head. Yeah. It's in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm picking the Packers. I've got to say, outside of, I hate Green Bay. But right now, I'm really bullish. You guys remind me of the Lions last year. Everyone's down on the team. Everyone's down on the coach. No one gives you a chance. And you guys are just fighting gritty. And you're like the Lions last year. You're finding different ways to win. You've won 3 in a row. I have a lot of respect for this Packers team right now. And I don't have any respect for the Vikings. Yeah. I think they're like...
I'm no Vince for president.
I think the Vikings have a few great players, and then the rest is trash, and they just kind of rely on their big play to win games. I don't like the way they're built.
You be the highest right now. Are we though? Have we got peak yet though?
You're breaking up, Rick.
You know where I'm at this year, but now I told you, you know how I was earlier this season about how what I wanted to go, but now we're in this here where we're still winning without Aaron Jones. Those two. I have to really. I have to go for them.
Hey Rick, you're coming in and out like you're real.
Yeah, but I think I think the Packers will be. You guys are hot, and you've got an easy schedule. You've got to be really excited. It's got to be really exciting to be a Green Bay fan right now. I think.
Yeah.
The most excited I imagine you've been in a few years, because even when Aaron Rodgers was great,
all the gas stations, Hubert, all the sunglasses are being sold out, buddy. It's so bright out.
I'm actually, last year when Aaron Rodgers, the last few years of Aaron Rodgers, I wasn't excited to watch Packer football because he was there. He was great. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't like his actions, just with the shit that he was doing, and I wasn't excited to watch that. With Jordan Love in this, I'm actually excited to watch Packer football again.
But it also was just a team. It was Aaron Rodgers and a bunch of whoever's, right? Whereas now,
it was Aaron Rodgers and his cronies, fucking Lazard and all the fucking people that follow him.
Randall Cobb.
Bakhtiari is on that fucking list. He's on that.
To be truthful with you, Rock, I think a lot of them held us down, taking up roster spots and shit. Now Jordan Love, he's getting his go-to guy, so everybody's getting a shot. This is your time.
Just think about this for a second. If Rodgers is still the quarterback of this team, we don't have a Malik Heath. We don't have a Dontavian Wicks on this fucking team. They're not on this fucking team.
We barely had a Christian Watson last year, remember?
Yeah, it's just...
That's because he dropped the opening bomb.
He didn't do that against the Lions.
And he missed his... he's talking about Watson's very first ever game. And he also missed Rodgers. Remember when Rodgers flashed him that sign that he had no idea? He's like, bro, I have no idea what that means. It was like in the goal line. Remember that? It was in the goal line, and he flashed him a sign to say change your route. And Christian Watson was like, I think
he was seriously not playing with them players because he wanted to prove the GM was trash because he was trying to get him fired. Like everybody.
And then all of a sudden, Bill, all of a sudden, Rodgers, he goes to his new team, right? And he's doing those summer workouts with his new wide receivers. Yeah. Well, he was bitching and moaning because the Packers didn't get him. And how about working with the young guys that we fucking got you? How about working with those guys? It's just, I'm telling you, it's just the bullshit that he fucking.
I was just fed up with his attitude in general.
Let's move the conversation away from bashing Rodgers and back to bashing the
Vikings.
It's
kind of fun though, man.
Does anyone here think the Vikings can make the playoffs? Does anyone see them making one of those final 2 spots?
I'm hoping I hope they end up as the number 7 seed if they do, so we get the 6 and play you guys instead of the Niners.
I see the three wild card teams will be the Cowboys. I see it being the Packers and the Rams. I don't think the Vikings are going to make it. I don't think the Seahawks will either.
I agree.
So you guys automatically think the Rams? Do you think there's a team that's like down the list that could fucking make it like that?
No.
If they go on a run,
maybe the
Tampa
Saints.
Bay. No, yeah,
like Tampa Bay. There's a couple teams that we're not the only ones that are 5-6 or 6-6. There's a 5-7 team out there that can go on a run and win a few games towards the end of the
Between the Saints and the Falcons, depending on who wins that division, the one that doesn't win the division could slip in. I could see that because those are not terrible teams.
Right.
And Rams, let's get real. The Rams aren't fucking great. You know what I mean? They're winning games, but they're not great.
Neither are.
But the Rams have looked better since Stafford came back. Since Stafford's been back, they have looked a lot better. I think that they could. When I look at their schedule, I think they can win enough games in their remaining schedule to make it.
I agree.
They're running back.
Lions are winning games, and they're not good.
Yeah, their running back is kind of, as someone just said that, their running back kind of, they found a gem in their running back.
Or whatever his name is. He's back off injury. That's why they've also been better, too.
Fucking Williams is good, but how about fucking Puka Nacua? I mean, that's a fucking gem.
That guy's a fucking. I wish we had him. Holy shit, that guy can catch.
I don't know, because
that fucking kid is special. That
man,
good.
I agree.
You said you wish that we had him. I got to be honest, because of what Reed brings to the team, the current team that we have, I think Reed is a better fit than Nacua would be right now.
I don't want to get rid of Reed.
Yeah, have him both.
I don't know, Nick. Right now, Nakua's catching football, something our receivers fail to fucking do on a consistent basis.
And I get that, but Nakua's not going to see the way that our team is constructed. Reed is the slot guy. He does everything that everyone on the outside doesn't do. Nacua is an outside receiver. He's going to be competing with Watson, with Dobbs. It just doesn't really work the way that we expect it to in that sense.
I'm sure you make it work. I'm sure you make it work if you had them both.
We'd have to make like Dobbs.
Yeah, we definitely make it work.
Yeah, we forced a big slot before. It didn't work out too well.
I really like Reed.
But I do like Reed. Nick, I'm not arguing with you, dude. Reed is a great talent. I like him too. He can do a lot of fun. But LaFleur's got to get him involved. Run some jet fucking sweeps. Get him the fucking ball in his hand. And they got to get him involved.
What happened to AJ Dillon? Look, still like the first half of the season, he stopped caring, and the Packer fans were kind of fed up with him. He's kind of
good.
Yeah,
he's a favorite of the fans, and I'm sure he heard about it because
I think he hurt like 3 defensive players last night.
What is that? Hang on, my producer's telling me that they got some kind of form for Hubert.
Oh, what's the form?
Oh, the Jordan Love apology form.
There's a lot of people who have to sign that.
Yeah, there's a lot of Packer fans too.
A lot of Packer fans.
Man, I gotta be honest. Like, I at the beginning of the season, I said week 10. Week 10 was when I expected to see real development. Well, week 9 came and we started to see it. And this dude, the last 4 or 5 weeks, has legit looked like a potential franchise quarterback. That's what he looks like, man.
I've loved that kid the day that we fucking drafted him.
Me too. I went and got his jersey right when we drafted him. He's from Utah State. I live right next to Utah State. Dude, I've been watching this kid forever. And when we drafted him, I was jumping around the whole house going, we got Jordan Love. I really liked the kid in college. I really liked him.
How about the fucking Utah State kid that fucking turned down his next year kid to go join the Navy SEALs? Did you hear about that story?
Mm-mm.
I vaguely did.
State fucking forego his senior year to join the fucking Navy and go to Navy SEAL.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
right there, boy.
It's a common story out here in Utah where people give up NFL dreams and they go do something else. Like at BYU, instead of going to the NFL, guys go on missions for Mormon missions and shit. Like,
yeah. Well,
they do it all the time.
The Packers drafted somebody like that, a BYU kid. Was that Detmer? That wasn't Detmer though. Maybe
Detmer's not going joining the Marines.
Are you talking about Kyler Fackrell?
No, but Detmer was he had to go on a mission before he could come play or something like that with the Pack when they drafted Ty Detmer, I think, or something like that.
Are you talking about Kyler Fackrell? Wasn't he the one that went on the mission?
Maybe it was Fackrell. There was a couple there that the Packers drafted and went on some mission. They couldn't play right away or something like that.
Yeah, it's common out here.
I read a story. I don't know if you read a lot of the stories. Let me ask you this. I read a story where the Jets were talking to Zach Wilson to have him be QB1 again, but he's reluctant to take the job. Do you think that's a true story? I think it is a true story for the fact that if I was him, I'd say, fuck you guys. You haven't fucking stuck with me fucking put me on the bench every fucking chance that you got. Go fuck yourself. That's what I say.
Yeah, I mean, it's the
I
same
did hear that story. I did hear that story, that he was reluctant to start.
It's the same thing we were just talking about with Jordan Love, where, well, if you substituted Clifford in, like, dude, you're going to destroy his confidence. You're going to make him not even want to be on the team anymore. Like, See what's happening? See what's happening right now? It's the same thing as Sam Darnold. You guys, the Jets destroyed these guys, their confidence, everything about them that made them an NFL quarterback. And now they don't even want to be on the team. Dude, Sam Darnold couldn't wait to get out of New York. Now all of a sudden,
Now
Zach
talking about
Wilson,
the same thing with Bryce Young, about fucking benching Bryce Young and bringing for Andy Dalton. I go, what the fuck are these guys doing? They expect these guys to come in and just be stars right away, and it just doesn't happen all the time.
and you lose value because these young guys, they have to play when they're playing bad. They have to learn how to develop these tools to play better while they're playing bad. Like, if they don't ever play in bad games, they're never going to understand what to do when it's going bad.
And the same thing with Jordan Love. Everybody can say that he's not a rookie, but technically he is a rookie as a starting NFL football player. He started one game as a backup 2 years ago. He is new to fucking starting in the NFL in a week-to-week basis.
And another thing too, the year he got drafted, that was a COVID year. He didn't even have no OTAs, nothing of that. No, nothing.
No preseason
or nothing.
And he needed the time to get the speed down because practice reps are fucking not even close to fucking game reps. And needed him to take time to get the speed down of the game and all that shit. You know, it took time for him to do that.
So
you got me thinking, Nick. I won't derail it. Keep going. What are you going to say?
I was just going to say, who would have thought after in that season when Jordan Love started his first game ever against the Chiefs and played, let's be honest, played like shit, and the whole team played like shit, and lost that game because of an interception at the end. Who would have thought that we'd be sitting here today, Victory Monday, after the game that just happened last night against the Chiefs, and Jordan Love just waxed their defense like completely last night. Like,
he did say he circled that on calendar, man. When he came up, he circled that.
But I'm talking about like nationally. Who would have fucking thought? Everyone was writing Jordan Love off right away after that first game that he ever started.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm just freaking. I was their biggest skeptic this year, dude. I didn't have any faith in this team at all. Not that I don't love my team, but I knew we were. I just felt deep down inside we weren't ready to compete for a Super Bowl, right? So I was on board when we started losing those games. I'm like, okay, yes, I'm on fucking board. Let's lose. I want to see Marvin Harrison Jr. on this football team. I need that guy on my fucking team, hands down. He's got to be here. And then we started winning a couple games and stuff like that. And I'm like, Hubie knows where I'm at. You know, he knows what I'm fucking talking about. We talked, and I'm like,
I mean, it's not just any teams either, right? You sliced off the Lions. I mean, the Lions are who they are, but they're still 9-3. So you sliced off a 9-3 team, and you sliced off
what my ultimate goal was. What I wanted to happen this year, I wanted us to lose, and for Jordan Love to play like he's been playing, so we have our franchise quarterback moving forward. And we get Marvin Harrison on our team. That's what I want to have happen. But now they've won these games, and now we're out of that. We're out of the big offensive tackle talk. We're out of fucking Marvin Harrison Jr. talk. I said, "Fuck, we might as well win now." Might as well fucking don't win.
I mean, it's in front of you. I mean, who you got? The Giants to come. You got the Panthers to come. You've got the Bucks to come.
Bears, and the Vikings and the Bears.
Yeah, I mean,
the Bears week 18. That's
I think something that's being proven. Something that's being proven these last few weeks is that we don't need another receiver. I don't feel like. I feel like we got plenty of guys in there.
But Nick, the thing about it is do you trust Watson?
Dude,
he's hurt again, bro. That's we cannot trust Watson to be there week in and week out. We just can't trust him.
No.
Hey, did you guys read that? Jordan Love is the number one. What happened?
You cut out, buddy.
Up for a second.
You were saying Jordan Love is the number one.
It was the number one jersey in Australia. I was reading the comment. It says Jordan Love is the number one selling jersey in Australia. Tom even bought one.
One thing that I think not only the Packers, but I think the Lions have found this out too, that when you have a great, competent, young tight end on your roster, that really opens up the fucking game, doesn't it? Because
better than Musgrave. Kraft is killing
Sam
it.
Laporta is opening up the field drastically for the Lions this year, and we got Kraft and Musgrave that is making a huge difference for us right now.
Yeah. I mean, Laporta, did you guys see because it was the first game? I imagine a lot of you probably got the Lions. Oh, am I breaking up?
No.
You're good. We're listening.
Did a lot of you get the Lions Saints game?
Yeah, when you almost let them back, you're up 21, you almost let them back.
I watched it. Laporta had 100 and fucking. What was it?
He just opened everything up. He was the team.
Fantasy leagues, man. Laporta's pretty good. Laporta's doing damn good this year.
But hey, guys, we don't move without him. I know we're talking about the Packers and how good their offenses do, but I still do not trust our defense. I don't trust Joe Barry, even though Kansas City scored, only scored field goals. They scored on every fucking possession except that one before halftime when they kneeled down. And then they punted one time, and they scored for field goals.
Rick, I hear you, but at the same stage, I'm like, of course, who cares? Like, we all know. We knew at the start of the year, the NFC was coming down to San Francisco and Philadelphia. That's who's going to be in the Super Bowl. We all know that. Like, neither the Lions or the Packers are going to. Maybe one of us could get lucky. Right, maybe one of us could get lucky in one playoff game and upset Philadelphia or San Francisco, maybe, very unlikely, but maybe, but not both. So your team wasn't supposed to compete. I mean, your defense needs to add pieces. You need to add pieces still. You're still rebuilding. Yeah, your defense isn't great. Who cares? As long as you make that wild card, it's been a success, and you keep building. Because
there's no reason.
This year.
Yeah, no, you're right, Hubie. You're right.
There's no reason to think that Green Bay should have made the playoffs this year, but
none.
Right now, it's looking like the fact that we're in a position right now where we're like, you know what? Now I actually expect us to make the playoffs. That's a bonus.
I agree, Nick.
That's right. I'm at that right, Nick. I'm at that point too now. With this last win against Kansas City, I expect them to be in the fucking playoffs now.
It's almost now to be a disappointment.
That's why.
And it'd be a disappointment if you didn't make it.
He's the real deal.
I'm kind of rooting for you guys. I would much rather see you make it than
Vikings?
I'd much rather see you make it than the Vikings and the Cowboys.
Hubie, I want that fucking Packer-Viking game in Minnesota to come down whoever wins that. Like, if Minnesota's going to need that win to get to the playoffs, and we knock those fuckers out. I want that.
I would love their backs. I mean, I hope they're already eliminated before then, but I'm good with that as well.
Because that would be.
I mean, we know their fans are just going to say, "Oh, if we had Kirk, blah blah blah."
I was just getting at that, like, so many Packers fans, and this is where the whole put in Clifford and bench Love thing comes in. It's like, dude, you guys are expecting way too much of this first season. Like, you're just expecting way too much of Jordan Love immediately. Now, let it develop. If it's not developing after this year, if it's not coming to fruition, then I could see it like, you know what, let's change something up. But you have to let it blossom, man. If you don't fucking let the flower blossom, it's just going to die. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden.
Those are all those Rodgers. Those are all, Nick, those guys that are talk like that are those spoiled fucking Roger Favre fans that fucking expect this to, to be like an every year thing. Like we're supposed to be 13-4 every fucking year. It doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
I mean, I was born in 1990. I love Favre and Rodgers, but I can't sit there and expect immediately, right away. Like, not everybody can be C.J. Stroud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very rare.
I was going to say, Rodgers wasn't even 100% his first year.
Very few.
You got to ignore those fans. Okay, this won't happen, but let's say it does. Let's say next week you lose to the Giants and Love has a terrible game, throws 4 kicks. It's just not his day. All those fans will be back saying, we should have benched him. I knew it. Blah 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 blah. This team is trash. Yeah, exactly. And then Love could get hot and make the playoffs, and then they'll be like, they're victims of the moment, right? They just whatever's happening right now is the answer.
I remember watching Aaron Rodgers struggle against the fucking Bengals and the Buccaneers his whole career, and this isn't the Joe Burrow's Bengals. These are the shitty Bengals after what's his name tore his knee, and then the Bengals went back to mediocrity. Fucking Carson Palmer. This was the shitty Bengals who weren't good. This was the shitty Bucs who were always at the bottom of the league. Rodgers couldn't beat these guys. Okay, if And I agree with you that you're going to see these fans come out. If we lose to the Giants, they're going to go, see, told you about Jordan Love. Dude, he's going to have bad games. It's inevitable.
Exactly.
Even Patrick Mahomes, he's going to have bad.
Golf had back-to-back bad games. You know, it happens to all of them.
Everyone that's ever played quarterback in the NFL is going to have bad games. I don't give a shit who you are. And it'll be against bad teams, too. Tom Brady has had bad games against bad teams. Peyton Manning, everybody you can name has sucked against a bad team multiple times in their career.
It happens. It's no team is always at their best. No player is always at their best.
Yeah. So look, Rodgers sat for 4 years. Well, he sat for 3 years. His fourth year he played. And went 6-10 his first year. Dude, Jordan Love's already 6-6. Like, this is just, it feels like we're playing with house money right now. Yep. All this stuff happening is a bonus right now.
And also, Nick, we are doing this as a team with being a fucking, $60 million in fucking dead cap.
That's a great point.
Oh yeah. Next year we're going to add a couple of pieces and bring this to the next level.
Rick, you just made me think of something. Rick, you just made me think of something. All off-season, we heard from the Bear fans, Fields is going to take that step, but we've also got $100 million in cap space. Whereas the Packers, it was like, we've got Love, and we have minus $60 million in cap space. But look at where the two teams are now. So cap space, it shows cap space ain't everything.
Yeah. At this
Don't
point,
get me wrong. People can hack on Goot all they want about his drafting. Dude, that guy has drafted some gems late in this fucking draft the last couple of years.
I mean, look at the team. It's coming together. No, I mean, I was one of his biggest bashes. This team is gritty. Like I said,
at this point,
dude, I think next year you've got to be positive.
Jordan Love, Justin Fields has ran out of excuses at this point. The Bears fans have ran out of excuses at this point. All we heard was that the wide receivers got fixed, the defense got fixed, all this shit got fixed, the offensive line is better. Justin Fields has no excuses anymore. You guys swore on everything that this was going to change his game, and he is the exact same dude that I've watched every single year that he's played.
Yeah, but he's so good that he can make
every single excuse they have has been solved.
You think if he goes somewhere else?
That again?
You think he could succeed somewhere else besides Chicago?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
I would love that to happen. I would love him to become a Pro Bowler.
But
the only excuse that really sticks is that it's the fucking coaching's fault. And if you boil it down to it, kind of really is.
It is.
I wonder if they've already ruined them by now.
First it was Laser, then it was Nagy.
There's a drastic difference, again, between someone like C.J. Stroud and Justin Fields, okay? I don't think Justin Fields could ever be C.J. Stroud.
Opposite end.
But if
one's really good, one's not.
If Justin Fields was drafted, for example, the Green Bay Packers, who have a track record of being able to develop quarterbacks, I think he would have had a much higher success rate than he would have in Chicago by a long shot. I think he would have had a much better chance.
And do you know how much draft capital they wasted on him?
If I'm him, I don't know if you want to start. Yeah, 2 first rounders, right?
2 first, a fourth, and a fifth.
But it's the Bears. It's the Bears. They would have wasted those picks anyway.
Oh yeah. No matter who they got, they were going to ruin.
That's why I think the Bears end up with drafting Marvin Harrison Jr. I think if I was Marvin Harrison Jr., I'd stay in fucking college until Chicago doesn't have a top fucking pick.
I would not be the least bit shocked if the Bears go for a quarterback this year. I wouldn't.
But yeah, that's fine. They could still get Marvin Harrison Jr. They could hear both. You know, pick Marvin Harrison Jr. with number 1 overall, and with their 5th overall pick, get like fucking like Bo Nix or get Daniels. They could get another quarterback. You know what I mean? They could get both.
This is a funny one right here. So we're talking to Bears fans about Tremaine Edmonds, who they swore was going to be amazing, and they overpaid for him. This dude is trash, bro. That guy is awful.
He's been outplayed by Anzalone this year.
Dude, TJ Edwards is way better than Tremaine Edmonds.
Way better.
By a long shot.
TJ Edwards should have got the contract that Edmonds got.
Exactly. They should trade contracts for real.
But that's,
Dude,
but that's
Edmonds
a
has
risk. We
been
all
really
called it,
bad.
right? That's a risk. Whenever he was a super athletic, highly successful, highly regarded prospect, got highly drafted, like mid first round from memory, or maybe it was later on, but first round pick. Just terrible his first 3 years. Fourth year came on, his fifth year, his contract year, had a big year, and that's the risk. Always like, is this the career year jump where you ball out for that contract, and then once you got it, you go back to what you were? It happens a lot, and it looks like that's what happened to the Bears.
Yeah. The Bears stay getting shafted with moves like that. Like, they got Tanyan, and nobody but Bears fans were like, "Oh, see, that's a great move. See, we picked up this guy. The Packers just don't know how to use him." I'm sorry, but did you not realize why we got rid of him? Do you not see, Bears fans, why we get rid of the players that we get rid of, man? Like,
listen, the Packers hold on to players sometimes a little too long, but I love that about them because they give them every opportunity before they get rid of fucking players. They really, really.
Well, I remember Rick Mott saying that we should have held on to Kevin King longer, but
oh yeah, you guys gave up on Kevin King.
Don't even get me fucking started with that cocksucker.
I tell you, I feel sorry for Cole Kmet. I wasn't a big fan, but I got to tell you, he's impressed me. I feel if he was like on a good team with a traditional offense, a drop back quarterback, I think he could be, top 5, top 6 type tight end.
Yeah, I wasn't sold on him at first, but then he's starting to come around to be a pretty goddamn good tight.
If he was the tight end for the Texans this year, his numbers would be fucking beautiful.
Oh my god, yes.
I'm through the roof. I mean, Sam Laporta, dude, he is fucking special. That fucking cat is special.
If Laporta got drafted by the Bears, how good would Laporta be doing what he's doing if he was with the Bears?
No.
You actually have to fight him and get him the ball. I don't get me wrong. I love Musgrave. Musgrave, I think, is going to be a great and Kraft too. I love the 2 picks that Drew did there. He fucking replenished that guy's tight end position. And Kraft, he needed a little bit more time than Musgrave in the offense in the NFL to fucking get accustomed to what's going on. Because he was with the South Dakota State, which is FCS school, which is not the same talent that you're playing, but those 2 weapons on the field at the same time next year, along with those other young receivers like that, man, this offense, we got to replenish the running back situation.
You need a running back.
Unless Jonesy takes a huge pay cut to get into state, which I could see.
Yeah, we talked about this last show where as much as we love A.J. Dillon and we want A.J. Dillon on the team, he is not a by himself running back one. He's a handcuff running back.
Well said, Nick.
Yeah.
Well
he
said.
has to be with another running back like Aaron Jones or someone that can get through the tackles for him so that he can then go off of that production and smash the defense and get another 4 yards.
I'm not saying he's this player, but he's similar to Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams, great running back too as a handcuff in Green Bay. Came to Detroit, ended up being the RB1, but as a handcuff to Swift. Kind of outpriced himself, wanted a little more money, and he's struggling. He's struggling. And even when Kamara was out,
and
he was the running back one. And I think that's what would happen to A.J. Dillon. I think if some team signs A.J. Dillon to be their running back one.
Last couple weeks, really, but he's running the tough yards. He's getting tough fucking yards.
He stepped it up, but I think Nick's point, and I agree, he stepped it up, but we're talking about
I agree with that too, 100%. He needs
Can he be a running back full season? No. Can he?
No.
If he has to be the running back one for 4 or 5 games, can he do it? Sure. But yeah, if he's looking for big running back one money, I think you move on. I wouldn't give it to him.
So you're saying we should use a first round pick on a running back?
Depends. It depends. I mean, normally no,
not on a running back. There's no running back out there.
If it's like a Hall of Fame talent like Jahmyr Gibbs, I think you got to go for it.
If it was Bijan Robinson, dude, if you had a team like Bijan Robinson last year, you absolutely draft that man. Absolutely.
I mean, Gibbs is better.
Oh, come on, you.
But I would like to see. Tell you the truth, I'd like to see the Packers double up in the second and third round on running back. I'd like to see that Trayvon from Ohio powerful, strong fucking runner in the third round.
Rick's breaking up, but I think he's saying what you guys did for tight ends in the last draft. He'd like to see you do for running backs this draft.
Yeah. So I'd like to see Henderson from Ohio State in the second round, one of their picks in the second round, and then one of our picks in the third round be Braylon Allen from Wisconsin. Get that cold weather, fucking big nose, fucking powerful fucking running back in Braylon Allen. I'd like to see that.
Rick, you just gave me the best idea for the draft. You guys should invite Aaron Rodgers to come and read out the draft pick you got from him. That would be hilarious.
So real quick, someone mentioned Adrian Amos. This actually brings me back to that point where, actually, as Packers fans, we need to stop criticizing and just rely on the management to know what it is that they're doing. Because I, for one, did not want to see Amos go, but clearly the staff seen something that we don't see, because he just got cut from the Jets. He's now a free agent. Nobody seems to want him. So it looks like Green Bay actually got rid of him when they should have. Rudy Ford has really came on this year. Our safeties are not nearly as bad as I anticipated them.
Number 20. What was that? What?
I said our safeties are not nearly as bad as I anticipated. Rudy Ford is number 20.
And 25 is doing pretty good too. He's probably more a slot nickel, right?
Deshaun Nixon?
Nixon.
A slot nickel is almost a safety. It's a hybrid of a safety and corner. He's playing great. Yeah. And what's amazing is Jazz down. Jazz not having a great year.
If you get Amos for the right price, he's a free agent, so that means you can if you get him for a steal, he knows the defense.
No, unless
it's an injury because you can't cover as good as he used to.
Dude, we got rid of Russell Douglas. We got rid of Amos. We've gotten rid of all these guys, and it seems to be working. So I actually
you can't play him on special teams. So if you sign him, it means you've got to cut some undrafted guy who's making minimum, who's actually helping on special teams.
I know another guy that's been really
Amos
good.
Won't get signed unless someone has a serious injury there.
Another guy that I can see starting to shine a little bit in his backup role is Anthony Johnson. He seems, every time he's on the field, he seems to do something good. So
I like that kid too. I like that Anthony Johnson Jr.
Yes, not familiar with him. We got guys, man. We got safeties.
He made a few plays, QB, but he's not like starting material ready right now. But he's come in and make some fucking plays. He's not.
We're actually kind of getting in a conundrum because it's supposed to be Ford and Savage that start. Savage is back, but Jonathan Owens has been playing lights out. So it's like, what do you do now? Like, do we start incorporating that nickel safety, that nickel cornerback with Savage idea? Like, because I don't know who to start anymore. I want Jonathan Owens.
I actually wouldn't be against that idea because Savage, before when he was playing in the corner spot, was doing pretty damn good.
Yeah, and Ford has been lights out. Owens, I want him on the field. He tackles everybody. Like, so I guess play three safeties now because we have a bunch of cornerbacks too that are playing good. We seem to have it locked down, man.
We've got an overabundance of defensive backs.
Yeah.
We got Stokes coming back too soon.
And what do we do with him now?
My battery's about to run out. I got a question. My battery's about to run out. Quick question. Be serious. Who would you rather play in the first round? The 49ers or the Lions? Oh my God. No, I wasn't being serious. Come on. But listen, the 49ers might wind up with the first seed now.
They could, yeah. If the Cowboys can beat the Eagles and the 49ers win out, yeah.
After last night's game, the Packers beating the Chiefs, and then the Niners annihilating the fucking Philadelphia Eagles, I'm on board with that. This is a fucking all goes, anything goes season. Like, this is fucking, but seriously, it seems like anybody can beat anybody this year. It really seems to be like that now. It's coming to be like that.
Yeah, even the AFC looks like not like the AFC of last year. They actually
look at the Bills. I didn't expect. I mean, had the Bills.
Look at the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Chiefs, and like the Ravens. They are definitely a beatable team. They're a really good team, but that's a beatable team. The Dolphins. I think the Dolphins scare me the most in the AFC right now because they could score 70 points on you. You know what I mean? We can't score 70 points. I know that.
Yeah, their offense is outstanding, but their defense is still pretty leaky. I haven't been too impressed with the Dolphins' defense.
Yeah, when they can score fucking 50 fucking points a game.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's the team that scares me the most, like the Dolphins, because if you can't score with them, you're just not gonna win. Like it's just no way.
Win, exactly.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't hurt that you got freaking Tyreek Hill that can score from literally anywhere on the field.
Anybody can. Waddle. I mean, fucking got how many guys that can score from anywhere on that field?
Nick Hill, man. Bombs they do. Like,
and now they got Wilson Jr. back, and even he's gashing people whenever he gets a chance. Like they have so many running backs, they have so many receivers. Like there's no one that you can double because someone's gonna get open if you do.
Every one of them are so fast that you can't catch them. There's nobody as fast as fucking Dolphins. Nobody. There's nobody as fast. I mean, their Dolphins as a team are so goddamn fast. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so that was. I mean, that question is going through my mind still. Like, Rob, who would you like to see if we make the playoffs in the first round? Who would you? And I'm not going to give you the NFC South team. I'm talking about because we're not going to get the 5th seed. What team would you like to see in the playoffs in the first round? I assume it's the Lions, right?
Yeah. Oh, look, we split with them this year, so I mean. But we did beat them in their house. We're on the rise. I mean, I like our odds on facing anybody right now. I mean, I like the way I see our team. It's building momentum every week. It's a bigger win. It's something bigger happens. So, but yeah, I definitely like to. For personal reasons, I want to see the Lions, and just for the team, I think that's a good way to get to the second round is going through someplace we've already won at.
Yeah, but man, it's hard to play. When it's a division game like that, you're already playing twice a year, right? And then you jump in, and now it's the playoffs. Now you expect to go back into fucking Detroit and win a playoff game? I mean,
let's do it. Hey, man, we beat them. We beat them from the jump with 16 guys on IR, man. Tell me how we did that.
I'm not denying. I'm not saying that we can't do it. I'm just saying.
But it would be
it's always hard to play a divisional game.
I would rather, hey, it's the enemy you know or the enemy you don't. I mean, come on, man. We play them twice a year.
We definitely know the fucking Niners too. We get.
I was gonna say.
So guys,
that's
the question.
No matter what, you're gonna see the Niners in the NFC Championship game.
So that's the question that I was building up to. If we get the 7th seed. Or the 6th seed, and it ends up being the Niners or the Eagles in that spot that we have to play in the first round.
That's for real, Isaac. You see,
what do you realistically see for our chances in a game like that?
Not
any
good.
Given Sunday.
Not good. It's any given Sunday, but I wouldn't put any money on the fucking us beating the Niners.
I would have to see how we play at the end of the season. I gotta see how we play.
Look,
I would rather
every game.
I would rather play the Eagles than the Niners, to be honest, because
I would too.
The Niners are so good at running the ball up your ass that we would just get trounced, man. Now, the Eagles are actually not that good at running the ball, minus their quarterback. If we could contain Hurts and we can score the ball, I think we'd have a much better chance, if any.
You're probably
against
right on
the
that, Nick.
Eagles.
Mahomes yesterday. I said the same thing. I go, we Mahomes, keep him off the football field, we control the clock, and keep him off the field. That would benefit us as a team. And we had long drives yesterday, kept him off the fucking field, and just, you know what I mean. It was just an all around great game for the Packers last night. It really was.
And see, the Niners could sit there and run the ball all game, and
we're not great at stopping the run.
Dude, they'll give it to Debo. They'll give it to CMC.
And we got an abundance of fucking Stokes and Jair coming back, and Owens and fucking. We have an abundance of those cats.
That's why I was saying if it comes down to that, I'd much rather play the Eagles than the Niners because we just seen it yesterday. When the Eagles can't pass the ball, dude, they get shut down, man. They can't run the ball, that's for sure. Jalen Hurts can't do everything by himself. So if we can shut down the pass, we can beat the Eagles, I feel like.
Yeah, you're right. I would probably say the better shot we had, well, our luck
Shaq at, man.
Fucking well known, so I'd take anybody but the fucking.
So,
Where's Shaq,
so just to
bro?
be clear, people watching, I'm not actually giving us a real chance against either of these teams. I'm just saying this is a reality. We might have to play one of them in the first. It's a very good possibility. Now, hopefully the Lions can lose some games and we can play them first. Dude, as Packers fans, I think everyone agrees we would want nothing more than to go into Detroit first round and end their fucking season, man.
Yeah, they had a nice season last year to get them to go to playoffs. Now it's our turn to be the fucking.
I don't even, you know something, Nick? I don't even give a shit. Us making the playoffs this year, period alone, is a fucking victory in my eyes. Period.
100%.
You know what I mean?
It's like I said earlier, it's a bonus.
Win one and out. I don't give a fuck. If we get it, as long as we get in, the way this season has gone, $60 million in cap, fucking in dead cap, dude. Just a playoff fucking berth is a fucking huge step for this team.
Yeah, and so I just read that next year we're supposed to have $40 million in cap space after this season. So if you think about it, a team that just got to the playoffs, let's say we win 10 games even, one more games than last year with Rodgers, a team that developed and looks better with $40 million in cap space.
Yeah, I think we're still going to have like 30 million in dead cap next year too because of Bakhtiari's contract.
But my point is that the possibilities start to become endless for us because we're such a young team. We're so cheap right now. Huh?
Oh, absolutely. We're young and drafted. We're just going to keep getting younger with we have what? 5 picks in the first fucking what? Like 4 picks?
2 seconds, 2 thirds in the first, and
yeah.
I mean, I believe there's a chance. I really think that Jets pick that we got for Aaron Rodgers, as long as they keep losing, that's going to keep going up, right? So last week I think it was at 39. I think now this week it's got to go up. It has gone up a couple more picks. So we're talking. It could be top 5. That's a valuable trade asset for us if we wanted to trade back into the bottom of the first round and get somebody that we with that 5th-year option.
Yeah. Other than the draft, to be honest, we're going to have a lot of cap space from what I saw. I honestly don't know what we would even do with it at this point because I feel like we got pass rushers that I like. We got linebackers that I like. We got cornerbacks. We got safeties. We got receivers that we all like now.
We need a line, though. We need some interior line.
Just because you have it, you don't need to spend it. You know what I mean? Just because you got it, you ain't got to spend it.
Yeah.
Find your own guys.
So start paying your own guys is what I was kind of getting at. I guess I can see us start lining up contracts with the money. And to be honest, with the draft, like if we don't get a running back, I don't know what the fuck we're going to do. So I guess that's in our back pocket if we have a lot of money for free agency for a running back, I guess.
Yeah, but why would you can't spend a lot of money for a running back, though. They're so fucking hurt all the time. That's I was surprised that Jonathan Taylor got the contract he got, dude. Hurt all the fucking time. Great, but he hurt.
Yeah.
I'm just going to bring Jones back.
I say you fucking maybe sign some of these guys with a year left on their deal. And maybe sign them early to maybe get them for cheaper, like a Watson. You know what I mean? Like next year, re-sign Watson for a fucking minimum contract if they're willing to talk. Not a minimum, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, not a minimum contract, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like a 3 or 4 year deal. We could get them for fucking $20 million less than any other year.
I wish that we would have been the ones that got the call from the Panthers and traded for CMC. That would have been the dream.
Ain't that funny how he was hurt all the time with the Panthers?
And now when he's hurt for the Niners, he still plays?
One time he's been hurt with the fucking Niners in the last 3 years. Dude.
Well, he's been hurt all year. He's been getting hurt. He's just playing this time.
That tells you that they might be faking some injuries to get out of some places, dude. That kind of tells me that he's,
So with all this money, I don't know what Green Bay would even do with it at this point. I don't think that we should look to bring in like veteran help next year because of the way that everything's developing right now. I think we're good. Right. I feel good.
I think fucking talent, and then fucking weed them out is what you just fucking draft well and fucking weed the guys out that ain't and just stay young, man. Stay young for as long as you can here for the next couple of years, and then see where you're at, and then fucking go explode and see what you need to go have some money to go spend and see what you need to get. But I don't know. But I'm with you, Nick. I don't know what you do with it. I really don't know what you do
Well,
with it.
we had to go get a kicker. I mean, Carlson. I mean, every time he kicks, like, oh my God, he's gonna make it.
No,
Carlson's a rookie, man.
Anders is fine. He's got a fucking big leg, man. He's got a giant leg. I'll take him. He's all right.
He was
I'm thinking
short of that 65-yarder. They fucking
dude. I thought he nailed it too.
Man, I did too. I was like, he got it, and then dude caught it. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
dude, I thought he got it too, man. You got a kicker that can kick the ball and almost make it from 65.
It was straight. It was at least straight. It was like if it. I mean,
it was
just
money.
That's someone you do not want to get rid of. A 65-yard field goal.
If I didn't see that, I would be cheering to get rid of him because man, how do you miss extra points, bro? 3 of them he's already missed this year. How you miss that many?
Patterson for the Lions is
some of the best kickers in the NFL's missed fucking extra. Justin Tucker's missed extra points, dude.
Yeah, still, bro.
There's only one guy that hasn't missed anything this year, and that's Butker. He's the only one that hasn't. He's perfect so far. I thought he was going to miss last night because they kept saying that. But so you're saying that we need to replace David Bakhtiari. See, this is what goes through my mind. I even think that our offensive line might be okay as long as, like what Rick said, we just keep drafting guys to continue to go into the mix. I like the guys that we have right now. We're not suffering without David Bakhtiari.
No, they've played better since the first part of the year. They've played a lot better since the first part of the year.
The only one I don't like, but he's been playing better. The only one I don't like is Rasheed Walker, but he's been better.
But he's gotten better. Me too, Nick. He's gotten better, though.
Yeah, sorry, Rob. What were you saying?
I'm saying I like the rotation that we're doing on the offensive line, and we're going to need some depth to keep that rotation going. I mean, if we found some success doing this, I mean, because honestly, let's talk. The first couple of weeks, our O-line was getting destroyed. I mean,
and the penalties were horrible at the beginning of the season.
But then guys like Sean Ryan started fucking playing well, and we're like, oh, look at this guy we can incorporate now. And then Yosh Nijman came back from his injury. That was helpful. And Zach Tom is just, again, I said this on the last show. I think between Zach Tom and Elton Jenkins, those are the 2 best linemen, and I don't know which one is the best out of the 2 because as much as I want to say Jenkins, dude, Zach Tom does everything, and he does it very well.
He's really good. Zach Tom, another gem that fucking found 4th and 5th.
But we got to draft some O-linemen. We got to get some depth at
But that's what we're saying. We can keep drafting O-linemen to get into the mix, and we just keep weeding out the guys that aren't cutting it.
We don't need to go spend a shitload of money on a fucking veteran.
I agree with that.
You know another thing we need is a big old fucking run stuffer, man. You need a defensive lineman as a big run stuffer.
Yeah,
we got Wyatt and Kenny Clark and fucking. I like the guys that we got.
Slayton's been good this year too. I like that they put Slayton at nose tackle and it opened it up for Kenny Clark on the left side to play DT.
Why can't we stop the run then? Why can't we even make a dent in a run?
Yeah, we see like a run game.
Ask Joe Barry that question.
Well,
I think
that's what I'm saying.
I got to be honest.
Need a better. I agree with you. I think it's our defensive coordinator. I think if we got a better coordinator with some savvy, what we have is good enough to beat any fucking team out there.
I mean, run some stunts, some fucking. I mean, he's got to run something besides just straight up fucking bull rush fucking football. You got to try something different.
Yeah.
Try something.
I really like what I've seen from Preston Smith this year. How many times have you seen the from him this year? It's been a lot. Yeah. He's been everywhere. Him and Rashawn Gary have just really
like him too, Nick. I like him too, but his cap space, he'll be gone next year. His cap
That's what I was going to say. Either he's going to take a pay cut or he's gone.
With guys like Enigbari and guys like Lucas Van Ness now on our team, he's probably not going to make the cut because of this.
We're going to draft, and I guarantee we're going to draft another one too. We're going to draft another edge rusher this year. I don't know when, but
Brooks has been great.
Carl Brooks has been fucking phenomenal, bro.
Yeah, so we don't necessarily need more edge rushers. I understand the need for it, but I agree with you that if we draft, because look, we got to draft someone, right? If we draft a big run stuffer, I'm all for it. I do think Slayton has improved our defensive line. Getting Dean Lowry out of there has drastically improved our defensive line. Lucas Van Ness. I've noticed one thing about Lucas Van Ness. He's actually really good on the run. he bull rushes so hard that he passes dude like immediately. So
he's young. He's got vinegar in him. He's young. He still has to learn. He's learning.
Yeah, he'll get experience.
Coaching, that's it.
Dude, Rashawn Gary was the same way his first couple of years. It was all about QB pressures. Now, if you watch Rashawn Gary, he's very good on the run. So Lucas Van Ness is going to develop. He's going to have experience. They're going to get better. But a big run stuffer, I'm down for it, man. We need one.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Do we need 5 picks in the first 44 fucking picks? No, I don't think we need all those.
So we trade for next year's draft, the draft after.
I think we trade that fucking one of those second-round picks for a first rounder the following year. You know what I mean? I mean, make it work for us. Do us something what the Patriots did. They got, they would trade players away to get a first round, or like a pick away to get a first round pick the following year.
Well, you know what we could do with the second round pick this year again? We can go for a receiver again or a tight end and just try to help shore up that position. I know that we got a lot of them, but I mean, Green Bay will draft a guy in the second round at wide receiver, even though we have a million of them. And that guy 6 years down the line will be the best receiver we ever seen. Like,
right. And don't get me wrong, Daviante Wicks is doing very well, but he's still just a 5th round pick. Let's not, he's
dropped
good.
That pass last night. I was so pissed about that.
He's good at what he does, right? He comes in and catches a few balls. He's got some speed, runs good routes. Malik Heath is the same fucking way. He's an undrafted free agent. I'd rather have not every draft pick isn't a for sure fire, but I'd rather have some guy with a lot of oomph behind him in that second round or some shit like that, the receiver that, I don't know.
You know what's crazy is we haven't talked about Samori Torrey all year. Like, that guy has been lost in the shuffle completely.
Well, he's the odd. He's going to end up being there this year, but he'll be the odd man out next year for sure.
Yeah.
He actually looked like he had a little bit of promise, and now all of a sudden he's at the very bottom of the entire roster.
Yeah,
something must happen in practices for Wicks.
And because of Wicks and Heath, that's why.
Yeah, I think he took a spot over, I think.
I just think that he got his spot got taken over, that the other guys were so much better that there was just no spot for him anymore.
Oh, you guys you see that Devondre Campbell? He's saying it'll be another guy that we'll eventually have to part ways with.
Yeah, he's older. Next year too. We need another linebacker. That means we need another linebacker. Jeremiah Trotter from Clemson, baby. Fucking let's go.
I can see us getting another linebacker, but you know what made this a point of emphasis where Campbell is going to be one of the guys that we cut, even though we really probably don't want to necessarily? It's because the Quay Walker pick has been an amazing pick. Dude, that guy has really panned out, and that makes it so much easier for us to get rid of Campbell. And, Campbell's 31, I think, now. And
he's older, and I like that Isaiah McDuffie. I think he's a good young little linebacker too. I like that.
He's been playing really good for us.
Definitely.
So yeah, I could see Preston Smith being gone. I could see Campbell being gone at some point. I could see Stokes being gone. I could see Bakhtiari being gone. I could see Aaron Jones being gone. I could see this team pretty much weeding out the older players that have been injured.
If you're going to go young, you might as well fucking go big or go home and just start getting all those big contracts out of there and fucking and then develop what you got and hopefully big time stars, right, emerge out of all these guys, and that's where you spend your money. That's where you spend your signing the guys, those guys. That's how I feel anyway.
Yeah, no, so I guess what I'm getting at is after what we've seen, the development that we've seen, and I think it was Rich Eisen. I think it was Rich Eisen that said it. It was one of those guys. He said, it was Rex Ryan. He said it. He said, I've never seen rookies develop the way that guys like Jordan, he was calling Jordan Love a rookie for this year. Guys like Jordan Love on the Packers, halfway through the season, how drastically they've all developed together. He said he's never seen it like that before. So I'm just not so sure I want to add anything external to this team next year. I just want to build through the draft and just keep – dude, 3 years from now, I expect this team to be ready to compete for a Super Bowl. At least 2 to 3 years from now.
I agree. 2 years on the road, I expect it
this year. Hey, anything's possible.
Well, like I said earlier, it feels like we're playing with house money right now. Dude, the fact that we're 6-6, if we make the playoffs, all these things that are happening right now, this is just a bunch of bonuses, man. This is a bunch of shit that was not supposed to happen, and somehow it is.
Exactly.
Next year, I expect a big leap. I expect a leap next year.
Yeah, so do I. All these young receivers, I expect Watts to fucking fix whatever the fuck he got. I hope to God that he got. I mean, great. I think he's great, but I just can't trust him, dude.
Yeah, he got hurt again.
Yeah.
And-
Number one wide receiver, I fucking trusted.
yeah.
That's why we go draft a fucking big time wide receiver. That Dubs is not the number one guy. I don't think he's the number one guy. I just don't think he got it. Go find the number one wide receiver in the draft. We need to go find whoever that may be. And if Watson ends up fucking doing something, then that's just a plus for us. Then we got number one.
Well,
like having fucking March.
Well, one guy that seems to get better every single game. I swear, he seems to get better every game that I watch him. And the guy that I truly think was the steal for wide receivers 2 years ago in the draft is Dobbs, man. I swear, he just continues to just get better and better and better. His hands are.
He could be the number one receiver, though. You know what I mean? I just don't think that.
And you know what? His hands are getting more and more sure every week that goes by. He's catching balls that's like, wow, did you see that?
Dude, I don't worry. When the ball's going to Dobbs, him and Reed is the two I don't worry about catching the ball. You really, the only one I worry about drops is Watson. Is the only one I fucking fear when the ball's coming.
Yeah.
So
not have that fucking in the fan that is he going to catch the ball as your number one wide receiver? That you have that as your number one wide receiver.
So I said this to my friend Joe earlier. I said, I feel like what we're trying to do, and these guys don't play alike. It's just how they play for the team, how they transpire for us on the team as players. I feel like Watson's supposed to be like our Jordy Nelson, and Dobbs is supposed to be our Randall Cobb. Because Dobbs does all of that extra shit that's not down the field. He's the first sure hands. He's the run after the catch guy. And then you got Jordy Nelson, who's Watson, who's just our deep run and gun guy that you can toss it up to, and he should be open, right? So I feel like we're trying to do that again. And if Watson's not going to be that guy, then, maybe we draft a receiver, like I said, in the second round again. Maybe we get another receiver.
Or maybe they what they got and they developed the two tight ends and fucking wide receivers. I don't know. It's just like you said, there's so many ways to go. And the talent on this squad right now.
Yeah, so look, the Packers been winning lately. We've been looking good. Jordan Love has been looking good. I'm not going to say he's in the MVP conversation, nothing like that, but he's playing pretty close to these MVP level guys. So I'm really, really liking what I'm seeing, man.
And I'm not going to mark him the next one, but he's doing fucking well. He's doing well.
Yeah.
Who would? Okay, so I got. We're gonna do this last question, and then we'll go to the next game, and then we'll finish the show. Who do you got for MVP right now? Who do you have as MVP of the league right now? I think Brock Purdy is the consensus right now.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud has got to be in this conversation as a rookie.
I think so too.
He does.
The problem is the way that politics work in the NFL. I don't think that they're going to look to give a rookie the MVP.
But he should be in the conversation.
I agree.
That conversation.
I agree. I think it's between Dak and Purdy right now. Dak has prettier stats, but Purdy is on the best team. It looks like right now. Like it's really between those guys in my eyes. And either one.
Hurts is having a good season because he runs the ball. He's got like 13 fucking rushing touchdowns this year and shit.
But after they just got trounced the way they did yesterday and like how the last couple weeks have been for Hurts, I don't see him winning it. I see him in the conversation.
But there's still 5 weeks left to go. There's still 5 weeks left of the season. We'll have to see how it plays out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So who would you give the award to right now?
I'd have to give it to Purdy. He's just fucking Mr. Irrelevant, really. But everything, seriously. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, and he's got like 23 touchdowns and 6 picks or something like that, which is like Fuck, man, that's just good, right?
Yeah, it's. I'd have to give it to Purdy if I had to do it right now.
Who'd you give it to, Dorn?
I would give it to. Yeah, I'm gonna go Purdy probably. I guess. Yeah.
All right. If the Cowboys can win the division over the Eagles, I would give it to Dak. But in this current moment, I'd give it to Purdy because of where the standings are.
Right.
This guy's saying Tua. I wouldn't give it to Tua, even though I think he is also in the conversation. He's been playing lights out. I wouldn't give it to him, though, over someone like Purdy or Dak right now.
Yeah, me neither.
Now, do you think Rashawn Gary could comeback player of the year?
I think he should, but he won't because the DeMar Hamlin thing.
Yeah, but he ain't really playing, though.
I know, but
it doesn't matter. He's still on an NFL roster. It doesn't matter if he's playing or not.
Yeah. So look, I think Rashawn Gary should win it for football purposes. DeMar Hamlin will win it because of the politics.
Dude, the guy died on the fucking field, bro. Seriously? He has played a couple of games. Dude, he died on that fucking football field. To come back and play football, there is no bigger comeback fucking story than that.
And he deserves it. I understand why he'll get it. I understand why he's getting it, and I think he does deserve it. That's what he has accomplished is amazing. I'm just separating the politics from the football. If it was purely about football, Rashawn Gary should get it. But DeMar Hamlin does. What happened happened. And
to be able to come back from adversity is what it is. It's not necessarily football. It's just adversity in general is what that award is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you guys think that Tyreek Hill has a chance to win MVP? He's about to break a bunch of records.
If he gets 2,000 yards, dude, how could you not give it to him? You know,
dude, he's about to break Calvin Johnson's record.
Yeah.
It's come down to the last few, couple games of, if does he break that record? If he breaks that record, dude, it's the first time it's ever happened in NFL history. He has to get the MVP. I mean, seriously, my eyes.
Do you think Christian McCaffrey has a chance? Who's been the Swiss Army knife of that team? He's done everything.
He has. He's in the conversation, but for the most part, people go to quarterbacks playing them. You have to have an outstanding season, like a 2,000-yard fucking receiving to get the fucking nowadays.
So I'm going to ask, if you had to rank Jordan Love in the MVP conversation, where would you rank him? Because I think I'm going like top 15 right now.
I was going to say at least top 15, if not top 10, maybe.
His stats are nice.
His stats mirror a lot of those guys that are at the top of that list.
Yeah, it looks exactly like Patrick Mahomes, who is in the conversation right now, by the way. He has better passing stats than Jalen Hurts, who is in the conversation right now. Like,
well, I think if you heard Love is the wins.
Is what?
The wins and losses. That's the one that's hurting them.
Well, look, if they go 11-5, or I'm sorry, 11-6 or 10-7, and they make the playoffs, dude, I'm sorry, but that's an incredible feat with a bunch of rookie and second-year wide receivers.
Especially in first year.
Dude, everybody's brand new on this team. You had no clue what was going to happen, and he's leading them to the playoffs? Like, come on, man.
First year.
Do you think LaFleur should be in the conversation for Coach of the Year if we make the playoffs?
That would. I wouldn't see how he couldn't, right? I mean, he's got to be right there.
Got to be, yeah.
Like him and D'Amico Ryans and fucking like guys like that should be in the conversation right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, D'Amico Ryans is another one should be fucking right there for Coach of the Year.
So now that we've talked about that, I just want to get that out there because the MVP race is becoming actually pretty close lately. We play this next week, and finally what I would consider what should be an easy game.
Don't see a trap game, though.
Yeah, that's what I fear is that we're going to go into New York and it's just going to be like, where the fuck is the Jordan Love of the last 5 weeks, right?
I don't think so, man. I think he's not. I think we're going to be just fine. I'm not going to give a score because I don't know, but I mean, I just don't see us losing this game. I just don't. Not against the Giants. They're just too bad offensively.
Well, Saturday we'll do a show again, but John Dorn, did you have like a score prediction for that game as of right now?
No, I'll wait till then.
I'm going to say I'm going to go ahead and go with trap game 24-21 Giants. Now, I just want to point out again, just like last week, every game this year that I predicted Green Bay to lose, they've won. So I'm just going to keep rolling with it, man.
Yeah, you got to keep rolling with it, Nick. Don't fucking change shit now, dude. You can't change it now.
We won 6 games that I've predicted us to lose. So I'm rolling with this.
Nick, I don't give a fuck if it's against the fucking goddamn Panthers. You fucking picked the Panthers to beat us, goddamn, in a couple of weeks. Don't fuck them out.
Giants win a trap game 24-21 by a field goal. That's how it's going to end on Sunday, people in New York. I'll let you guys do your last sign-off. Say whatever you want to say real quick before we end the show. Rick Mott, go ahead.
Let's keep it going. You know, I don't fucking know. Let's roll with it. I'm loving it. You know, like I said before, at the beginning of the year, I didn't think we'd position this where we are. So I was okay with us losing as long as Jordan Love played well to make us be our franchise quarterback, right? And get another guy in the top of that draft. You know, fucking Marvin. That would have been so awesome. But now that we've won, and that is out of the question, let's fucking go big. You know. I wish they would have went and signed fucking Shaq Leonard, to tell you the truth, and fucking had him because of that, you know. But it is what it is. Let's keep it rolling. I like the wins. You know, love it. I just want to see this team keep developing and keep, whether we lose next week or on next Monday or not. I don't give a shit. As long as they keep fucking taking steps forward, this young team. Just keep taking steps forward.
Yeah, you want them to prove to us that the future's right.
And winning and losing a football game isn't necessarily taking a step forward. It's what you do personally stepping forward on the football field. I give a shit if we fucking lose. If Jordan Love throws for 250 and 3 touchdowns and a pick, that's still moving forward, right? I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I just don't want to have one of those Dobbs games where he fucking throws for 4 picks, you know? I don't want that to happen.
We're not going back to that dark place. We're not going back there.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. He's just moving to keep moving forward, keep developing.
I don't think it's, if I'm being, like, the way that I see it, because of how confident Love is now, and he feels like he owns the offense now, like this is his baby, and the way that he's comfortable, I don't think that we're going back to that place ever again with him. I don't think it'll happen.
Never going to have a 3-interception game again, but they're going to be few and far between, like they were in the fucking beginning of the season. You know what I mean? Few and far between.
I mean, the only way I see him throwing interceptions, it goes out somebody's hands or something, you know, or bounces up or something.
Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, even Rodgers struggled against the last place fucking Buccaneers for years, all right? So, like, it's going to happen, but I think, like, to Rick Mott's point, if it's few and far between, we can live with that. Absolutely.
Oh, exactly.
Because you'll win games in between those bad games, so.
Every quarterback has bad games. I don't give a shit if he has. I don't give a shit if he has 4 more bad games. I don't give a shit as long as he's moving forward, you know, and it doesn't let him hurt him. And the outside noise, doesn't let that outside noise fucking affect him, and that's huge as a quarterback. You can't let that outside noise affect you.
Yeah, it's pretty damn hard to go 17-0.
John Dorn, go ahead and sign off.
I just want to see us keep going and growing, and I want us to keep growing, gelling as a team. I want us to get into the playoffs, and I want us to actually knock out the fucking Lions. I'm just want to knock them out. I want to boot them on the fucking playoffs. They're out. After that, I don't care.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to end with the Lions only won because Carr got hurt. That's number 1. Number 2, I'm in agreement with everything that you guys said. As long as the team, not just Love, the team itself, the wide receivers, the offensive line, the defensive, as long as we see progression, because I expect shit this year. As long as I see progression, I really don't care what the record is. We're just getting extra bonuses if they do something cool this year. Like, that's even, in
the playoffs. I didn't expect that at all.
That's cherry on top. You know what I mean? So, last thing I'm going to say is if you ever doubted Jordan Love, and I'm not talking about just Packers fans, I'm talking about everyone, all the rival fans. You ever sat there and doubted Jordan Love? Oh, he's worse than Justin Fields. He's worse than Joshua Dobbs. All this shit. I can confidently say now that you were factually wrong. Jordan Love is here to stay. He's here to compete. He's here to be a top 10 quarterback. He's a future top 3 quarterback in the league. He's here to do it, man. You guys were wrong. Jordan Love is a franchise quarterback. We're ready to compete, man. This whole team is ready to compete. So
you're ready to take back the division.
I can't wait to see these next few weeks. Like, I'm actually excited to watch these guys, man. I can't wait to see what happens.
I'm back to excited to watch football, Packer football again.
Yeah, because what the first
Rodgers,
fucking 8
Rodgers
weeks
really
was
turned me off, dude.
treacherous.
Rodgers really turned me off the last few years. He really did.
Yeah.
I don't give MVPs or not. I know he's great, but the last few years he really turned me off the fucking Packer football.
I would have go in after the Lions game last year. I would have loved to go in, but
that losing streak we had this year, every week I was like, oh God, I get to watch this shit. You know what I mean? Like, what's gonna go wrong this week? You know what I mean? Now I'm finally in a place where I'm like, I can't wait to watch Jordan Love torch your defense next week. I can't wait because it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of this fucking,
Yeah. So go Pack, go baby. 6-6, 7th seed in the playoffs. We have the easiest remaining schedule for the rest of the year. Go Pack, go baby. We beat the Lions. We are proving to the world that we are worth the shit, man. Who's next? Who wants to be next? It's the Giants. I can't wait. Thank you for watching. Yeah, thank you for watching, everybody who watched. Thank you for being on, everybody that was on. Everyone have a wonderful Monday night. We will see you on Saturday. Our new time, our new day is Saturday nights. We will see you there. Frozen Tundra Network. Go Pack, go, baby.
Go Pack, go. Have a good one.